The members of Group 6 are Vanessa, Mathivanan, Nabila, Rayhanah, Hizral, Faiz, Laila, Mahsuri, and Khate, Lisbo.
My personality is ENFJ, which makes me a protagonist. As someone who strives in making life meaningful, I believe that I have many strengths, and one of it is being charismatic, which often leads me to a leadership position. Aside from that, I am very enthusiastic about my interests and abilities. I am also open to listening to others, as I believe that everyone deserves to express themselves, even if my opinions are very strong. My weaknesses are the drawback of my character, but I am confident that if I accept it and work on it, I will be a better person. I can be extremely caring at times, which has led me to having the habit of taking over and fixing other people's problems, which left me emotionally and physically exhausted. After that, I can be very intense because my energy can be very overwhelming, and others may not be as quick to adapt as I am. Finally, I tend to be naively idealistic. Acknowledging my personality and considering my interests, I have come to the conclusion that being a graphic designer is the ideal job for me. My job is to design any visual content such as magazines, advertisements, and so on to meet not only my standards but also the expectations of my employers and clients. My action plan begins with a current job as a graphic designer, and in 3 years' time, I presume to be a senior graphic designer, leading larger teams on larger projects. I need to gain recognition, make connections, and sign contracts, while also attending design workshops to make my plan come true. Next, in 5 years, I would love to be a studio manager. The job description is similar to senior graphic designer, but the focus is on directing numerous design activities and supervising each project completed by the design team. This will increase the recognition of my portfolio and provide me with the opportunity to collaborate with other designers. To obtain it, I must first complete a management training course to learn how to deal with professional designers. Then I must understand the graphic industry as well as be able to manage multiple bookings without clashes and recognize the industry's latest software of editing and designing. Eventually, in 10 years, I firmly believe to be an art director, and although the focus of the job has shifted from designing to the marketing aspect of graphic design, there are still chances for me to build my portfolio. During this time, I like to start my own designing firm, and to make it a reality, I would need to complete a master's degree in fine art while also taking courses in sales and marketing, communication and media, computers and electronics, and also English language.
There are a few strengths and weaknesses I have as someone with an INFP personality. One of my strengths is having a creative view on certain things. Furthermore, I am open-minded, passionate, and I consider myself as a very idealistic person. Besides strengths, I too have my own weaknesses, one of them being self-isolation. I am also an unrealistic person at times who easily loses focus, and in addition, I tend to become emotionally vulnerable sometimes. The career I've chosen to pursue is in the field of news reporting. A news reporter is someone who gathers and disseminates the news, whether in print or broadcast form, and they may cover anything from local to global news or events. The action plan I've made will help me climb the career ladder in the future. Firstly, after gaining a few years of experience as a news reporter, I will complete my bachelor's degree in English or journalism to qualify as a news editor in 3 years. In the next 5 years, I'll become a news director by taking internships at local TV or radio stations and gain leadership skills through producing or writing news. Lastly, in 10 years' time, I will need to have a higher level education certificate such as a master's degree as well as experience as a director, administrator or program director in order to achieve the position of an executive director.
Hello, the first thing that we will be looking into today is my own strengths and weaknesses. For my strength, firstly, I am a very creative person when solving my problems. I usually use my insight and my knowledge to solve these problems in the most creative way possible. Secondly, I have a clear vision of what I want. Usually, when doing a task, I visualize the end goal and then I work my best to reach the end goal. Lastly, I am also a very sociable person and I can work in many social circumstances. For my weaknesses, because I rely on my knowledge to solve most of my problems, I can be very inflexible when solving a problem I have no knowledge of. Secondly, I am very hesitant with risks. Lastly, I can be very inconsistent in the way I work because I tend to change up my lifestyle quite a lot. After considering my personality, my strengths, and my weaknesses, the career I choose is a career as an English lecturer. A lecturer is defined as a person who gives lectures, especially as an occupation, at a university or college of higher education. As for my action plan in this career, I will start off by becoming a graduate teaching assistant after I graduate from my degree program. While doing my master's and PhD, I will most likely become a graduate teaching assistant so that I can build up my resume and my experience while furthering my studies. 5 years later, after I finish my PhD program, I will be able to hold a position as an assistant professor. After 10 years as an assistant professor, I will be able to earn tenure and get a position as an associate professor.
After taking the personality test, it turns out that I am an INFP. One of my strengths is that I am very good at communication. As an educator, communication skills are an important requirement of your job. Being a special education teacher, it is very crucial to master the skills because you have to allow your students to be able to talk to you comfortably and they can feel that they have someone to rely on. Meanwhile, my weakness would be that I take the for others all the time. In my opinion, sometimes being too nice is not good. Some people may think that it solidifies relationships and it improves your self-esteem, but at the same time, people will always take advantage of you since they will feel like they will always get away with all the troubles and fake businesses. There are other tests that I've taken to determine my career path, and I've chosen my career path to be a special education teacher. I think this path will be the best for me because I love to help people when they are in need, especially people with disabilities. Special education teachers in public schools are required to have at least a bachelor's degree and a state-issued certification or license. Private schools typically require teachers to have a bachelor's degree, but the teachers are not required to be licensed or certified. 3 years onwards, after completing my bachelor degree in teacher preparation program, I will take the time to develop some of my skills. One of the skills that I want to master is adaptability, as it is also one of my weaknesses. Being a teacher needs to be very flexible and maintain professional standards in any type of situation. Not only that, I will also find jobs for practical teachers, maybe in tuition centers or any educational field that requires help. Other jobs such as special childcare worker can also help me develop some other skills. Subsequently, I will further my career by taking necessary courses to enlarge my knowledge and advance in the field after 5 years. I will get a job as a school counselor or a therapist. As communication being one of my strengths, working closely with students of all ages and abilities requires patience, and being a special education teacher is no exception. Approximately after 10 years, with the knowledge and the empowerment that I am equipped with, I'm able to open my own teaching center or a daycare for children with disabilities at a very affordable price. I will also provide a very friendly and safe environment for them, such as having lots of entertainment for them. In that case, I will apply my strength on being a good team player. I like working around people as it will give me lots of ideas to improve my business later on.
To begin my planning, I first need to determine my strengths and weaknesses. Based on the test result, I found out that I'm a creative and imaginative person. I love arts, and when it comes to problem solving, I tend to have many creative solutions to it. I am also an organized person. I like things that are neat and tidy. When working, I have a high sense of duty, which makes me do my work wholeheartedly. I am disciplined and punctual, and I don't procrastinate frequently. In terms of socializing, I am more reserved and calm. I don't like to work in a heavy and noisy environment, as it will stress me a lot. All these strengths will surely help me to adapt well in the working environment soon. I will assume a quiet and introverted personality as my weaknesses. I have a bad social skills and I don't like to socialize with people, especially people I am not familiar with. Whenever I speak to them, I feel as if my brain is not working. Other than that, I'm quite high-headed and self-centered. I always prioritize myself in every occasion because I believe that no one is going to love me except for myself. This personality of mine leads me to a bad leadership skill. I prefer to be a follower rather than being a leader because being a leader gives you a heavy responsibility that I'm not ready for. As for that, a career that suits my personality well is a multimedia artist. A multimedia artist designs, illustrates, and creates special effects by using electronic devices such as computers. To get into this field, I first need to pursue a degree in multimedia arts after finishing my diploma. Pursuing this degree would not be hard for me because I have a passion for it. In addition, diploma in English also taught me some multimedia skills through courses like digital literacy in semester 1 and writing for multimedia and web in semester 4. It will be a great opportunity for me to be in this field. I can also join workshops to add my skills instead from what will be taught in class. While studying for my degree, I can do freelance job for my inside income as a student. In 5 years after getting my degree certificate, I can see myself as one of the famous multimedia artists in a famous production company. To get to that point, it required me to gather as much experience as possible. Gaining work experiences are important as it gives you an understanding on how your working environment is going to be. In the span of 5 years of working, I can learn various patterns of art in business and applying my knowledge from diploma in English program in suggesting ideas for my art. Thus, many directors will see me as an all-rounder that is capable in a variety of fields and my career path will be paid wider. I will not stop until there. In 10 years ahead, I would like to pursue my master's degree to become a lecturer in this field. I have always wanted to be an educator ever since I was a kid. I believe that with the experience I gained and the qualifications I had, I would achieve my dream.
In conclusion, this video shows the urge of each members to get an occupation that they can advance in step by step, as it will improve their development in becoming a professional individual. Aside from that, the cycle of developing our persona and abilities is never ending. Therefore, we hope that we can accomplish each of our goals, and we hope the same for everyone who's watching. That's all from us, and thank you for watching.